So Elden Ring in and of itself basically doubled the From Software fan base, right? And Black Myth Wukong out of nowhere, from a developer, from a team of developers that only had made mobile games before this, coming in and making this massive video game that was so big. All right, where were we? All right, we blasted off already. Let's get started. So I want to first talk about this Black Myth Wukong thing. Apparently, Black Myth Wukong developer Game Science CEO says he wrote the acceptance speech for Game of the Year 2 years ago, question selection criteria for the Game Awards in a rant. Now, I will say this much. It's never good to be a sore loser, and it's never good to openly admit that you're a sore loser. So this is not exactly the best possible way to go about this. Having said that, I do think that Black Myth Wukong deserved Game of the Year. What is this? Emmy gave you a quick shout out.
And Happy New Year. My highlight of 2024 was all the cosplay streams I did and having lots of cool guests on my stream like Pokey, Hasan, and Norafon, and a bunch of other cool people. And in 2025, so most of my friends have already been canceled, which means that there's not many more left. So I'm happy for them for that.
That's crazy. Respect your opinions, but Astrobot is an incredible game. I've been thinking about potentially playing it, honestly. But yeah, I heard Alana Pierce was talking about how like one of the developers was crying. And I kind of get that. I kind of understand where that comes from. Like, I understand why if you're a developer, if you are a developer and you put your life's work, you know, you put all this effort into this game and you really thought you were going to get it. And then, you know, Astrobot wins. Like, I understand why you'd be kind of shocked, kind of sad. I don't know. Where is the video? Where's the Alana Pierce video? I can't find it. But having said that, I do think it's appropriate for me to play. It's appropriate for me to play Astrobot first before I make this assertion. Because I did play Black Myth Wukong, and I heard a lot about how great Balatro and Metaphor was as well. I did hear a little bit about Astrobot as well, but
this year, it's my first time being in the front row. I was like, wow, thanks, Jeff. Great seats. But being in the front row means that you can see all of the actually important
Wukong
people.
was third or fourth most deserving. Look at critic reviews of Wukong. It's just an objectively boring game outside of boss fights. It's a boss rush, and it's a boss run, and it's a great one. So you're wrong. It had like 98 bosses, chatter. What are you talking about? That is literally what the game is about. And it's a fantastic version of that.
Next to me was the whole Sony team. Frankly, that's probably why they put me there, was because when they gave me the seat, I was with Sony. So I was with the Sony publishing team. Behind me was Joseph Faris. Just behind him was Sam Lake, both of whom I know and am very fond of. They're both really great dudes. But I could see all of the nominees and awards winners, and the Black Myth Wukong team, I don't know which person on the team, was crying when Astrobot got Game of the Year. Because you could see him just looking down the line, which is...
Okay, to be fair, like, yeah, I mean, Alana is a developer as well. She's worked for Sony. I think she recently left. Like, she knows what it's like when you lose, you know? I mean, it makes sense. I think a lot of people were like negatively polarized against Black Myth Wukong, especially in people's reception in the Western gaming developer sphere and in the Western gaming journalism sphere as well. Partially because of like, I guess it's not because of China. There is some of that for sure, but like, come on, dude. Genshin Impact and all the HoloLive stuff. Like, there's so much gacha games that China dominates the Western market with. I think part of it was because the developers were like or something. I remember reading something about that, and I didn't personally care about that all that much because, you know, it's just, I feel like maybe I'm not Hoyoverse, not HoloLive. Sorry, did I say HoloLive? My bad. I meant Hoyoverse. I think it's not even boys will be boys. It's not because I myself am optimistic. It's because I think, like, yeah, in a massive company when there is a bunch of developers, there are going to be a shit ton of people with like, and as long as the product itself is not like regurgitating this kind of, the product itself is not like very hyper invested in making an argument that like women ain't shit, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I don't care if it's the head dev. Dude, I play I play games that Todd Howard makes. Do you understand? Todd Howard is Satan incarnate. For me, it's like, I don't care. If the game is good, I'll play it. And sometimes the game is bad and I still play it. Okay? Do you understand? Todd Howard is literally and I play his fucking games. So yeah, like I said, as long as it's not like seeping into the game and it's like it's a massive and dare I say very consequential aspect of the work itself, then I personally don't care. And people say Hogwarts Legacy, not realizing that like I literally had a very similar approach to Hogwarts Legacy as well, and people yelled at me and called me transphobic for it. On the one hand, people called me transphobic for Hogwarts Legacy. On the other hand, people were saying that I was caving to my trans audience. I was audience captured by big trans on the Ben Shapiro side. And I was just like, I don't give a shit. I think that I have a much more reasonable approach. What the f? You torture me for 7 years? I'll just make a new account. Murderer 1710, Johnny didn't die or did he? Okay, well, I'm going to ban you. You need to get help. You need to get back on the meds, chatter. I have no idea what the f you're talking about. Medication time. Remember, when the holiday season is around, we will have more sightings like this. But yeah, for all the viewers in here, for all the chatters in here, this is a reminder that you should also take your medication if you've forgotten to take it today. I think it's due to a few things. I think Astro was the last game that the studio released. It's also much more accessible. Wukong was good, but it was difficult. Probably, I don't think Wukong was that difficult. I think, if anything, Wukong was not difficult, which I think factored into its accessibility. I don't think Wukong was difficult at all, especially in comparison to Elden Ring. I think the craziest part about Astrobot was that it was a PS5 exclusive. I made millions on your Wukong Ls. There were very little of them, so it's shocking that you made any money off of that. I hope you're having an amazing Sunday. Both were a PlayStation exclusive. Wukong was not a PlayStation exclusive. Wukong was just not on Xbox, but it was not a PlayStation exclusive. Wukong was on PC. I played it on PC, chatters. What are you talking about? Anyway.
It's the first time I've ever seen anything like that, because generally everyone is like, Game Awards doesn't matter that much. But yeah, the Wukong team.
Well, I mean, that makes me even more sad for them. It means like, I feel like it means it mattered even more to them. You know what I mean? And I get it. I get it, dude. This is a company that only made mobile games. This is their first foray into doing like a full-blown game. And not only is it a full-blown game, but it's one that like sold 20 million copies. It's like massive. It's almost Elden Ring size. Think about it. Elden Ring sold 28 million copies. Before Elden Ring, the entirety of the From Software library had sold like around 25 million or 27 million copies. So Elden Ring in and of itself basically doubled the From Software fan base, right? And Black Myth Wukong out of nowhere, from a developer, from a team of developers that only had made mobile games before this, coming in and making this massive video game that was so big. Like they take it very seriously. I think they're very, I suspect that they're very excited at the prospect of like recognition. They're very excited at they're very excited about representing China on the main stage in amongst Western developers. Like that's, I get it. I understand why they'd be like very emotional in that moment. They do take it seriously. They take the video game awards seriously.
Were crying when they did not win, which is definitely unusual. Clearly meant a amazing thing, but I did find that surprising. Like, whoa. Did it look like celebratory crying? No. They were upset. Definitely upset.
But isn't it the height of hubris to say that you wrote your acceptance speech years ahead? For sure. Gene Parker wrote a great article at the Washington Post on metaphor and elections in general. I haven't played metaphor, so I'm not gonna like read this Gene article. That's why you lost election. What? All of these sites are using Google Translation of the Chinese game dev statement. Is crying when losing a bad thing. It's an emotional experience. I don't know. I understand. Black Myth Wukong Studio CEO wrote the Game of the Year acceptance speech 2 years ago. Question selection criteria for the Game Awards. Feng Ji emphasized the significance of their 4 nominations. It seems Game Science CEO isn't happy with their game. Black Myth Wukong didn't win the highly coveted Game of the Year award this year at the Game Awards. Black Myth Wukong was beaten by Team Asobi's Astrobot, which snagged the most prestigious award. Apparently, that wasn't enough. A game CEO and the producer, Feng Ji, went on a tirade on Chinese social media platform Weibo, where he questioned the award-winning body's decision process. Yeah, nobody likes a sore loser, honestly. I think you just got to get back into the lab and make a banger DLC, bro. Work on that. You know what I mean? That's all I'm gonna say. When you do sore loser shit like this, you're cutting away at your soft power. Okay. And as someone who has dear leader Xi Jinping's best interest in mind, okay, I'm gonna be honest, not a good look, sir. Please go back into the kitchen, start whipping it up, start making a fucking DLC that's so expansive, so amazing that it puts Elden Ring to shame. It's not gonna happen, but Game Awards this year coincided with a major update for Black Myth Wukong. For me personally, this project spans 7 years and officially come to an end. 4 nominations: Best Action Game, Best Art Direction, Best Game Direction, Game of the Year were first for a Chinese game. Ultimately, we took home the Best Action Game and Player's Voice. Especially winning Player's Voice was gratifying, yet I must admit there's a sense of loss and regret. More than anything, though, there's letting go of illusions. The games nominated this year were all exceptional, but honestly, I still can't figure out what the criteria for the Game of the Year. I feel like I came all the way here for nothing. Yeah, that's like you're being a little bit of a sore loser, you know? I completely understand these feelings and share the frustration because behind these emotions lies not pain or malice, but dignity and confidence. HasanAbi from Metacritic, Astrobot 94, Metaphor 94, Balatro 90, Wukong 81. Yeah, I don't care, man. What do you mean? Yeah, it's not good. It's not good to complain like this. Big homie's first game gets this much critical acclaim. I say it's good. I say you killed it. That's all I'm saying. Wukong won Player's Choice. Yeah. Yeah, I did know Balatro was made by one person. It is pretty crazy. Dap said it best as a kid's game versus Wukong. It's got kind of it's kind of a jam though. The I Am Astrobot, that's a bit of a jammer. I will admit, it kind of goes hard. I mean, yeah, it's a baby song, but who cares? Sometimes you want to fucking let loose a little bit. You know what I mean? Put your jammies on, play a little bit of Astrobot.
I wanted Balatro to win. But Astrobot is probably so much bigger in the general non-gaming line.
I'm pretty sure the Balatro dev was in Little Bear's chat one day and gave her a free copy or something. Wait, really? Does that mean that Balatro dev is so fucking nice he made sure I got a free game key because he saw me playing the demo? Wait, does that mean the Balatro dev might know who I am, Little Bear? That's kind of chill. That's crazy that he's a little bear fan, little bear head. He's in Northern Lion's chat all the time. That makes sense though. Northern Lion has put Balatro on his back, dude. Does he have what's his account? Is this the account? He's never chatted in here. No, he don't know me. He don't know me, little bro. You said probably? Nah, he don't know me. He hates me, actually. I bet. Okay, so you know Lil Bear. Lil Bear knows Balatro guy. Balatro guy knows Kojima. You basically in. He was a Northern Lion viewer before he made Balatro, I think. Guys, I don't need a free copy to play. Like, the $15 price point is not what is stopping me from playing Balatro, okay? Y'all are so funny. They're like, dude, Haas wanted to give you a free copy. You didn't take it. It's like, yeah, like, that's not... You think that was what was stopping me from playing the game? Like, no. Okay. Do not download it. It's too addicting. Carl hates immigrants so much he won't even brown his steak. Sargon of Akkad is back, getting bullied by everybody online for the obvious reasons. This is not because he's right-wing, I think. Like, a lot of people will mistake this and go, oh, it's because he's like a right-wing guy. No, it's just because he's British, dude. I think this is just, to me, this is what all British food looks like. Yeah. I don't know why these guys are so invested in getting the immigrants out, honestly, because this is what the food looks like. This is the guy telling you that, immigrants are a problem. Immigrants are the worst. You know, immigrants are this and that. That's the guy who's whipping up the worst sloppy boiled steak you've ever seen. Just the wettest steak of all time. No wonder the British are insufferable. They've never had good food. Yeah. I mean, it's not just that they don't have good food. That's one aspect of it. But also on top of that, think about the weather, dude. I get it. Like, if I lived in England and the weather was shit and the social safety nets were crumbling and this is the food I was presented with and this is what I knew as the norm, I'd probably fucking be a reactionary asshole too. You know what I mean? This makes, honestly, this makes me appreciate leftists in England way more because you overcame great odds. Okay? Like you had every opportunity to be like a transphobic, anti-immigrant asshole, and you overcame great odds by not succumbing to the whims of the average, you know, the average English experience, the succumbing to the whims of seeing just wet, sloppy steaks all day. It's a boiled steak, lad. It's nice. What do you fucking mean? The point of Angloid food is the texture. Ugh. This is what a Victorian beggar ate after being given 3 gold in one day instead of 1. This was his delicacy. The Anglo brain still has the remnants of it in their DNA. Also, the rich people in England back then just ate French food and lower classes didn't have time to cook, so that's why their food is like that. Okay, but we're in 2024, you know what I mean?
Huh, so we're unifying across party lines. Nice. Oh, look, drones. I mean, honestly, look how much change this has created immediately. Drones, there are drones everywhere, look. So Trump's talking about abolishing the FDIC, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, National Labor Relations Board, like... Look at this! Really? Aliens? Again? We don't know where they're coming from, but drones! Sure seems like we could be doing a lot more if we were a unified working class, huh? The drones! Pay attention to the drones!
America.
Oh, God. On accident. Look at that. The last thing on Wukong is poor form, but I sympathize when you have the responsibility of the name of your whole nation on your back. Yeah. 2 people arrested for drone operation near Logan Airport. Yeah. This is why I was trying to tell the chatters not to fuck around with drones, even as a haha or even as a meme, because I do think that you're going to get clapped. Because right now they're just trying to find, like, even if you're using your commercial drone for funsies, I'll be honest with you, you're going to get cooked. They're looking for, you know, it's high alert time right now. And law enforcement authorities are probably going to be looking to make an example out of it, you know, looking to make an example out of people. If you thought like, oh, improper registration with the FAA is not a problem. There's a million drones out there. You know, who cares? That was yesterday. That was last year. It's going to be different from here on out, okay? Also, this is a wonderful opportunity for the police departments to get more anti-drone, you know, weapons and stuff. So,
hey, where's Luigi? He's making pizza. Where? Luigi. Oh, thank God you're here, Luigi. Oh, thank God Luigi's here. Not guilty.
That's hilarious. Yeah, dude. My man, free my man. It's clear that it's clear to me that he was not doing the thing, the heinous crime that you say that he was responsible with, even though I'm not so sure it was heinous to begin with. But yeah, I think there's reasonable doubt. Anyway, before we get to the drones, let's see what the Chinese netizens are saying about our boy Luigi.
What do Chinese netizens think of Luigi Mangione? His mugshot is going viral on Xiaohongshu because everyone agrees he's really hot. Another netizens said it looks like he's wearing a mess. Someone said what's ironic is that he was snitched by a McDonald's worker who can't even afford health insurance. Another suggested let's leave bad reviews for the McDonald's who has become public enemy #1. Netizens gave him nicknames like Robin Hood, Batman, and Zorro. Someone said if I see him on the street, I will rush over to ask for his autograph and phone number. Another said he should go see a Chinese medicine doctor for his back pain. Using acupuncture and massage, many foreigners got their spine fixed in China for a cheap price. A student studying at UPenn felt tons of school pride, posting UPenn engineering and cowards. Someone said that UPenn admission officers are visionaries. They admitted people who changed the world like Trump, Musk, and Mangione. Another joke, he's Italian, let's go easy on him and make him eat pineapple pizza and drink Americano for 1 year. Someone said if Hollywood make a true crime series about Mangione, I don't even know who can portray him. He's hotter than many actors on TV. Another said his arrest photo is straight out of a magazine shoot. The light.
Bro, this is not just like American class solidarity. This is universal class solidarity. Chinese netizens sound exactly like American netizens. When have we ever had a situation like this? I'm just saying. Luigi is the uniting factor here, it seems. Luigi said, workers of the world unite.
The lighting and camera angles are brilliant. Another son said, regardless of the outcome of his trial, I'm willing to marry him. One replied, get in line. Another asked, can he open an OnlyFans account to atone for his sins? Another son with an American IP said they got the wrong person. He was eating hot pot with me on that day. Many commented below, I can testify to that. Someone joked, his face is everywhere. Every time I saw his name, I can't help but think of this Luigi. Someone captioned this photo, Mario, go save your brother.
I love diving into Chinese netizen world, you know? Seeing what the hell's going on in the minds of Chinese netizens. Yeah, we'll do the New Jersey drone story in a second. A little bit of news coverage. Okay. First and foremost, Black Myth Wukong isn't the developer, content creator, art enjoyer that lost this past week. I also lost my own personal battle, I must admit. First, it was the Streamer Awards put together by my podcast co-host and personal best friend, Cutie Cinderella. I lost Just Chatting, Streamer of the Year, to Kai Cenat. And that's all right. I was sad. I was devastated. I was positively perturbed. But I knew that there was another award show out there. There was another award that perhaps I thought I could win. That award was by StopAntisemitism.org. And you know it's a valid institution and not run by like one schizophrenic Long Island lady, because it has .org in the end of it. It's an organization. I worked long and hard over the course of this past year to win Anti-Semite of the Year. I was up against some incredible contenders, like people who deny the Holocaust and stuff, you know, like actual anti-Semites. What have I done in that time frame? Of course, fought against anti-Semitism while simultaneously speaking truthfully about the ways in which Israel was conducting a genocide. And of course, that is the biggest no-no of all. And this past week, StopAntisemitism.org revealed that there were three finalist contenders. I was one of them. Candace Owens was another. And the last was Greta Thunberg. And I thought to myself, I can win this. Too big to rig, I thought. But it turns out, in spite of my best attempts, I lost. That's right. 2024 Anti-Semite of the Year is Candace Owens. I thought 2024 would be a big year for Stop Anti-Semitism, where they would finally break the trend of choosing a person of color. Year over year, StopAntisemitism.org has chosen people who aren't exactly anti-Semitic at all, but simply anti-Israel. Women of color from all different backgrounds, most of them not white, most of them women. The first time that StopAntisemitism.org actually chose a real anti-Semite was last year. Still a black man nonetheless, but an actual anti-Semite. So I thought maybe things will change. Maybe they will actually also go for a white man. Turns out I was wrong. Turns out we could not buck the trend. And Candace Owens won. So I say, stop the steal. We will win it next year.